Hello and welcome to another tutorial from Marie Creative Co. In this tutorial I want to show you how to create a terrazzo pattern using Adobe Illustrator. Terrazzo is a composite material poured in place or precast which is used for floor or wall treatments. It consists of chips of marble, quartz, granite, glass or other suitable material, poured with a cementitious binder, polymeric or a combination of both. Terrazzo is also often used to describe any pattern similar to the original terrazzo floors. Terrazzo in all shapes and colors remains a dominant trend of 2021. Its decorative design and soft texture pattern is endlessly stylish and versatile. It's used a lot in interior design, but it also looks nice for branding identity and packaging design. I'm going to make a new artboard that is 6 by 6 inches. The color mode is CMYK and the resolution is 300 points per inch. Click Create to make your artboard. We are going to create the shapes using the pen tool. The shortcut is B. First, I'm going to change the fill color to black and remove the stroke. To create the shape, just click on your artboard to add the first anchor point and just continue clicking to add another anchor points. Your shape should resemble a chip of glass or a marble. It's important to create small or large shapes and they should resemble real terrazzo. Continue of creating shapes until you fill the artboard. Now I'm going to select all the elements and recolor the items. I have such color palette which I prepared in advance. First I'm going to use the selection tool. Hold down Shift and randomly selected shapes. And I'm going to recolor them to this dark blue color. Let's add another colors to all of the rest shapes. Now I'm going to select all the shapes and then go to Object, Path, Simplify. As you can see, I have the preview button is checked and the shapes are already a bit changed. Now you can play a bit with the curve precision and an angle threshold as you want. I moved the curve to 64% and the angle to 132, and if you click on Show Original, you can see where the original parts were with this red over here. Click OK to save it. Now I want to show another tool that will make your pattern look like an actual terrazzo pattern. Select all the shapes and then go to Object, Transform, Transform Each. First make sure that Preview is checked and also make sure that only Transform Object is checked. You can see this menu has many options. First I'm going to make the shapes a bit smaller. So I'm going to use 56 for horizontal and then 56% for vertical. I don't like to use different scales for horizontal and vertical because the shapes will look distorted. I like to check the random bottom. As you can see, some of the shapes will be larger and some will be smaller. If you want, you can also rotate some of them. I'm going to press OK to save it. This will be our basic terrazzo tile and we will turn it into a seamless pattern. We're going to use the pattern tool. Select all the shapes and go to Object, Pattern, Make. First I'm going to give a name to my pattern and I check the size style to art. Set the width and height to 6 inches because this is the size of our artboard. I have the tile type set to grid, but you can also use a different tile types. I also want to move some of my shapes to cover these areas. You also have to make sure that the shapes are not in a straight line because this grid will be visible. You can see that when I move the shapes, it also moves on the another side. So to save your pattern, just click on Done. I'm going to group all these shapes and move them over here. If you want to save your terrazzo pattern as a seamless pattern, I will use the rectangle tool to create a rectangle that's the same size of our artboard. Mine is 6 by 6 inches, and also recolor them. To save it, go to File, Export, Export As. Rename your pattern and save it as a PNG or JPEG. If your pattern is the same size as your artboard and if it's perfectly aligned to it, you can check the options to use artboards, but remember that if your pattern is larger or smaller or not aligned, then the pattern tile you save will not be seamless. Click on Export to save the pattern. I usually use a resolution of 300 points per inch and also make sure that the anti-aliasing is art optimized and click OK to save it. I want to show you how to use the pattern you made to create different types of terrazzo patterns. Double click on your pattern to go back to the pattern options, and I'm going to select everything and go back to Object, Transform, Transform Each. I want this to be a little smaller, and you can also move these shapes a bit and maybe rotate them. So I think it looks nice. So to save a copy of your second pattern, just click here and save a copy. It can give it a new name. Now I want to show you how you can use a terrazzo pattern. I downloaded the packaging mockup and now I'll just add my pattern file to the layers of each file on the right side, top side, front side, and save each file. The shortcut Ctrl+S. Now you can see how the packaging design has changed. And now I want to recolor the inside of the box and the background a bit. You can download whatever mockup you want. For example, button, phone case or clothes. So this is your first terrazzo pattern. Experiment and get inspired. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. See you, goodbye.